Okay, at this point I feel like WWE are kinda ruining Cody Rhodes' return. Why would you tell us that? But not everything is bad. Byron Saxton finally asked about the size of Adam Pearce's balls.
Byron, that's big.
Our boy ain't lying. This was the last Monday Night Raw before Raw XXX. Yes, people, XXX. Quite shocking, I might say. Does that mean the return of Edge? Is Lita back? Does Beth mind? Now, this episode of Monday Night Raw wasn't anything that special, except for the main event. Like I've said before, lately WWE are absolutely wild with the main events of Raw and SmackDown pay-per-view level matches. Oh, and by the way, don't even try to Google Raw XXX. You might get something else. Something slightly less PG. The show kicked off with the Judgment Day and the Usos build, which is kinda weird because both teams are heels, but basically they focused on the Usos not running WWE because the Judgment Day are. It was a pretty funny segment. Dominic again acting like a tough guy from prison. My man looks like a GTA character. The boy crossed many lines, and we even almost saw Solo Sikoa hitting Rhea Ripley with the finger. That's what I call a Raw XXX build-up. And yes, the whole reason is we're getting that match next week for the Tag Team Championships. Only Raw Tag Team Championships, which is something I appreciate. Makes things a bit more believable. We might get the championships being split. Mustafa Ali joined the action, and then we got Solo Sikoa versus Mustafa Ali, which was pretty interesting. And you know, the whole story is everyone is trying to beat Solo Sikoa because the man never actually lost in singles competition. But of course, as you can imagine, Mustafa Ali couldn't get the job done. Then we saw Kevin Owens straight with a stunner, and then he just beats the living crap out of Solo Sikoa until we get the Usos and security. I guess many of you guys feel the same way about WWE basically spoiling Cody Rhodes' return, saying that he's going to return at the Royal Rumble. Well, poop, why would you even do that? Who thought it's a great idea? I wish they just didn't even talk about Cody. I didn't want to know when he's going to return. We have an idea, right? But please keep us guessing. Give us some mystery. Now we pretty much know that yes, he's probably winning, which is not bad. That's what I want. Obviously, it's either going to be Cody or The Rock. But imagine if back in the day WWE announced that John Cena is going to be back at the Royal Rumble. Ruins the whole point. I know they're trying to sell more tickets, it's obvious, but I feel like at this point people know he's going to come back, so they're gonna watch anyway. But of course, let me know in the comments below, am I the only one who hates the idea of WWE spoiling such a big return? Unless they have something even more crazy happening during the Rumble, I think it's a horrible idea. Elias thinks he's going to face MVP because MVP insinuated that he's going to win the Royal Rumble. No, you're not. And of course, he did not face MVP. Instead, he faced another guy who's going to win the Royal Rumble, and it's Omos. Yeah, Vince is back, boys. And as you can imagine, Omos won the match. Honestly, wouldn't even mind seeing Omos in the Hurt Business. Speaking of the Hurt Business, on the show we also saw Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin versus the Street Profits, which again I don't understand what's the point. Now you're trying to bring back the Hurt Business. I love that. I absolutely appreciate that. But why the hell would you have them lose every single week? They're back on television, you know, they're featured very highly, but they always keep losing. I guess the story they're trying to tell is they need the Hurt Business. I understand, but at the same time, it's not working. You're basically saying they're losers. I can't even begin to describe how cringy I found this whole Becky Lynch and Bayley segment. Becky Lynch using outdated jokes like Karen. Yes, that's what we heard on WWE television. It's very forced. I mean, there's some history, but it's really reaching. They even talked about NXT, stuff that happened years and years ago, and some other generic shit, but they set up a match for next week's Raw XXX, and it's going to be a steel cage match. We saw some more tensions between Dolph Ziggler and Mustafa Ali. Mustafa, for whatever reason, wants to tag with Dolph Ziggler, and then he smacked him. Do I have your attention now? We saw Alpha Academy versus the Judgment Day. I don't know what is happening lately, but it almost feels like WWE are trying to book Judgment Day as babyfaces. The Alpha Academy are heels, the Usos are heels. I don't mind that, I actually love that. It's realistic. I hate this black and white shit WWE are doing for decades now, but it's pretty interesting. And of course, the Judgment Day won the match. Then we saw Michin versus Io Sky. Yes, they changed the name, I believe since last week. This match got no crowd reaction, unfortunately. We got Candice LeRae with the save, which also got no reaction. The finish got no reaction. Not a single thing got a reaction, unfortunately. Then we saw Bianca Belair, and she wants to face Alexa Bliss. They set up a women's championship match at the Royal Rumble. We got a brawl, and we even saw Uncle Howdy. Did you know, Alexa, we're actually cousins? I always found you cute, girl. At this point, I'm not even sure, is Uncle Howdy real or not? Is that Bray Wyatt or not? This storyline is confusing. Then we saw Bronson Reed versus Akira Tozawa. Surprisingly, Akira didn't necessarily get buried. My man was moving in this match. Of course, he lost. That's what you would expect. But you can tell this show is still being booked by Triple H. And to close the show, we got the amazing main event. Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley versus Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz versus Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin in a 6-way #1 contenders elimination match. Dude, I love elimination matches. I don't know what it is. It's my WWE fetish. Whether it's a fatal 4-way, fatal 5-way, 6-way, tag team, I don't care. I love these elimination matches. Absolutely packed with action right here. Although I gotta say, I hate when it's so predictable. You can tell who's getting eliminated when. Sometimes we get shocked, but in this match it was really obvious when someone is getting eliminated. I kinda hate that, but to give some credit, you know, everyone kinda shined. The Miz was eliminated first, but he did some cool stuff in the match. The second elimination was Dolph Ziggler. But again, we did see a different side of Dolph Ziggler. At points, I believed he might end up in the final 3. Of course, he didn't, but it definitely could be worse. Then we got Finn Balor getting eliminated, Baron Corbin. The Hurt Business actually helped Bobby Lashley. Bobby didn't want the help, but the message is clear. Omos is going to be in the Hurt Business, and Bobby, you better see how beneficial that is. So yes, Bobby Lashley eliminates Seth Rollins and wins the match. Next week, we are getting Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory. I gotta say, man, this is pretty unpredictable. And next week's Monday Night Raw is going to be an absolute banger, man. We're getting The Undertaker back and Teddy Long. 2 championship matches. The Bloodline Acknowledgement Ceremony. And again, I repeat, the return of Teddy Long. The logo is obviously from the Attitude Era, so dude, if they're not bringing back the Attitude Era stage, I'm going to be very disappointed. But thank you for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.